One, thanks for tuning to the Heartbreak Dog. It was Craig. Sorry, I just got done rolling up my windows after it started storming. It's lightened up now. I'm back indoors with my buddy and his hood on. Those of you who don't know, when the hood is on, we're reviewing something that is probably better off seen in private with no one behind you. When the hood's halfway on or one ear is showing, it's somewhat questionable, but it's still, if you know what it is, good. Out of context, not good. Hood off, and anyone can pop up behind you, and you don't have to question anything. Today we're going over Aki Sora, not the Sora from Kingdom Hearts, not the Spanish Sora, not the Spanish Aki for here. Aki Sora. All right, this is something I recall seeing a while ago. Again, the hood's on for a reason, so there's no questions about this. There are a few versions of it. There is a OVA version with 3 episodes. Yes, 3 episodes. And then there's the light novel manga. Yeah. It's a manga. Not a, I won't say, not full-on doujin. It probably is doujin. It's probably doujin. But, so, for this show, if you don't know it, I'm going to sum it up as pretty much, it's like if you took Xxxx, Aramanga Sensei, and Ori Emu. And, I'm going to leave it at that, and y'all can come to your own conclusions on that one. So, this story, at least for the OVA, I'm only doing the OVA. I'm going to talk only briefly toward the end about the actual light novel version or the readable version. I might need to take a hit of this later. This is some good sake though. It's okay. My buddy likes to hear too. But for our main cast in the 3-episode OVA, it's introduced us to Aki. What's his last name? My memory's slipping. I don't really pay attention. When you don't pay attention to the characters' last names. So we have Sora, Aki, Naomi, and their schoolmate, Kana, Kana. Again, if you have seen this visually, there's only 4 people. I'm sorry to say, I did kind of do some reading into it, and it's worth the read. I think there's an online version of it. If you go to simplehanime.com or simplementai.com, I think. That's where the full version of this lurks. But I do suggest support the writer. So I think the writer is written is Jukki Hana da Hana da, and the animated version off topic. But story follows basically, like I said earlier, with the Xxxx, and I need to go back and watch that again for some reason. But it was entertaining. Now, the plot, it's there. There is actually, because they got to get 26 episodes out of this. Well, 26 chapters of it. And it's actually a pretty entertaining story. Outside of plot. You know what type of plot I'm talking about. But we're introduced to Sora. He's cooking in the kitchen. And his sister, the one that doesn't look like they're related at all, I want to say brunette, red hair one, and then his identical twin sister, Nami. Nami. Nama. They're basically going through about this whole thing where he cares for his technically older sister, but he knows that he shouldn't, because it's, at least they actually acknowledge that, hey, this is not a healthy relationship. This can't keep going, which is where I think Ori Emu took it a step too far. But Sweet Home Alabama, right? No, with this though, we have to follow Sora and Aki and see how they basically go throughout their life. It is a bit of a slice of life. There is a part where we do see that Name, she has flustering feelings for her best friend Kame, and she goes to act on him once, and then it's not received positively. And then there's this whole episode where she's having this bit of a interesting fever dream, and from there it goes to uh, Goblin Slayer for a part, and it becomes somewhat questionable. But it's like you see why she's doing what she's doing. Now, Sora, he's fairly likable. He's a bit naive. He's likable, naive. For some reason, I don't know why blonde is blonde a natural hair color in Japan. I'm just curious. I've never been to Japan. I want to go. And their older sister's like a brunette. I can imagine brunette being a common-ish. And it's this whole intertwined thing with, are they going to be able to actually get what they want in their relationship, or is it all going to come crumbling down? And that is where the OVA ends. The OVA ends after a bit of a traumatic experience for our main character. So, spoiler, oh my leg, spoiler. So, for our main character, Sora, he doesn't know that his classmate, Kana, actually has a crush on him. And Naomi basically was their shadow for this, like, kind of like a friends hangout thing for Sora. And she was about to go home after everything didn't look suspicious and all. And then she was in the closet. She saw through the closet. And now she wishes that she had not done that. And R. Kelly, he's gone to jail and we know he ain't coming back. Yes, it was. And then it happened. Demonetized on YouTube. Oh wait, I never was there to begin. So, after witnessing something she wishes she had never witnessed, she takes all her anger and confusion out on Sora, her brother. And then what was his borderline, I'm not allowed to say it on here, but basically she was the man and almost made him the woman. And it's open for interpretation. And then basically no one's allowed to talk about what just happened. At all. Ever. And then we go to school as if it's just another day. Now what about Aki and all this? Aki is basically the loving Oni-san, big sister. Is it Oni-san, Oni-san, or Oni-chan? The big sister. In this, at least when it comes to Sora. Yeah, at least when it comes to Sora. She's the caring sister. Name's the tsundere. And Sora's just our blank protagonist. Knows it's wrong, but it gets resolved later at some point. Now, that is where the OVA ends. And this is where, years later, out of curiosity, I started digging. Questionable. And that's when I won't say unintentionally read, but curiosity peaks. And if you went to the site I mentioned earlier, you actually get to find out a lot more about what happens. It actually gets pretty. The story picks up well, and the plot actually extends to where, oh wait, there actually is a parental figure, and he's actually fairly concerned and disgusted by what's actually been happening, since he happened to catch something and interpret it wrongly. So there is actually some good plot behind it. There actually, I'm gonna sound like I'm not a manga reader. Well, I lied. I don't outright buy manga if I don't have to, but if I can find a source for it that's not questionable, I'll go ahead and try to read into it, especially if the story actually grabs my attention. So outside these 3 episodes, they're about all three like 25-ish minutes. You get a good taste of what's going on. God dang it! I wish I hadn't said that. And if you want to find out more, you do have to read it. The OVA is a real good setup for like the actual written version of it. Now, animation wise, not bad. It's not like completely choppy and like, okay, we're moving at like 10 frames a second here. But I want to say it's on par with like stuff from 2009. Not Gurren Lagann good, but I want to say a mix of like Ginga Densetsu Weed, okay-ish. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. God, this is bad. But I say, dude, you can. I say probably read it and then maybe watch it if you're bored. Yeah, let's go with that. If you're bored, I don't know. This is not too bad of a show. The read is definitely worth it to solve all questions and curiosity. The animation, it's there. The soundtrack, it's forgettable. It's honestly forgettable. Oh, look at the squirrels. What are they doing? Right there. Do you see them? Right there. What are they doing? They're fighting. The squirrels are fighting. I'm going with the tree. Okay, ADD moment. God, thought I had that fixed. Should you watch this? The hood's down for a reason. If you're watching this and you know why you're watching it. For plot, read it. For entertainment, watch it. What's the best way I can sum this up? Again, it's questionable. But if you've watched Eromanga Sensei, Xxxx, I'm not proud of watching Xxxx. Or the Oriemu. We are all people of culture here. We do not judge. We just know we have terrible tastes. I'm going to finish this tonight, actually. But that's all I got. That's all I got for this. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below in the comment section. Once again, this is obviously not sponsored. And if you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comment section below. Done said that. Like this video if you enjoy this type of content. And what the heck are these squirrels doing? That's all I got for y'all. I'm just trying to... What the F are they doing on the power lines? That's all I got for y'all. I think we're witnessing what basically happened in the show. This is not interspecies reviewers. But we'll catch you later, though. Bye, folks. Or what?